Hi everybody, Sumchief here. Today we're looking at matrices and in particular multiplying matrices and finding the determinant of those matrices. So we've got two matrices K and H which I've got here, which I've assigned them as follows. Just highlight them up. That's matrices K, matrices H. And we're going to multiply the two together. So we're going to assign variables to each one. A, B, C, D for the first matrix and E, F, G, H for the second matrix to show you a nice little formula in order to work out how to multiply. And basically what you do is you'll get the top row and multiply it by a column, and that will give you with the corresponding top left. And if you multiply the top row with the second column, that'll give you the top right. Bottom row multiplied with the first column, that'll give you the bottom left, and bottom row multiplied by the second column give you the far right, the second right calculation. So we've got A, B, C, D times E, F, G, H. So we've got A times E plus B times G, which I've got here. Then A times F plus B times H, which you've got here. That's the top right. C times E plus D times G, which you've got here. That's the bottom left. And then we've got this one here. We've got C times F plus D times H, which will give you the bottom right, which we've got here. So it's just a case now of simply substituting in the values and then working out the formula. So we've got K is 1256, H is 1311. So now all we're going to do is just follow this formula and put in the values into the matrix, which is our answer. So we've got 1 times 1 plus 2 times 1. That's here. Then for the top right, we've got first row 1 and 2. So 1 times 3 times 2 times 1. So first row times second column, which we've got here. And then we take the second row and times it by the first column to give us our bottom left. 5 times 1 plus 6 times 1, which we've got here. And then 5 times 3 plus 6 times 1, which will give us our bottom right, which is on here. So now we've got here, just simply multiply out and add it all up. Quite easy to work out. 3, 5, 11 and 21. 1 times 1 plus 2 times 1 is 3. 1 times 3 plus 2 times 1 is 5. 5 times 1 plus 6 times 1 is 11. 5 3s are 15 plus 6 times 1, 21. So that gives us our answer when multiplying K by H. We get 3, 5, 11, 21. So we're now going to call this matrix A, just to simplify what we're going to do here. So now what we can do is we can see how to find a determinant of a matrix. So we now just break a matrix A, this one here, into variables. So we go back to what we did earlier. We call matrix A now A, B, C, D, E. So the determinant is calculated AD minus BC, which is AD, that's the cross there, and then minus BC, which is the other diagonal there. So 3 times 21, which is 3 times 21, minus 5 times 11, 5 times 11, which is the BC. So working this out, pretty straightforward mathematics. 3 times 21 is 63, minus 5 times 11, or 5 11s are 55. 63 minus 55 gives us 8. So therefore we know that the determinant of the matrix K times H equals 8. But there is also a little shortcut rule, or a little determinant multiplication rule. So we've got here this symbol here. We've got H in between two bars multiplied by K in two bars. This signifies the determinant of H times the determinant of K is equal to the determinant. We've got this the bars here, but inside here we've got K times H. So if you take the matrix K times H and find the determinant of that, it's the same as multiplying the determinants of the two individual matrices that you multiplied by. So we found out that A, which was K times H, had a determinant of 8. So this is this value here, K times H. That's our matrix there, because we multiply K by H to get the matrix A, which was determinant 8. So now, if this rule is correct, the determinant of the matrix H multiplied by the determinant of the matrix K will equal 8. So let's have a look. Let's see if we can prove this right. So the determinant of H, remember our formula, AD minus BC, so the diagonals, the cross diagonals, AD minus BC. So we've got AD is 1 times 1 minus 3 times 1, which is minus 2. Then the matrix K, using the AD BC again, got 1 times 6 minus 2 times 5, and 6 minus 10, basically minus 4. So we've got minus 2 for H and minus 4 for K. Well, minus 2 times minus 4 gives us plus 8, and hence we've proved the H times K determinants equals the determinant of the matrix when you multiply K by H. So that's good. So now let's have a look at the programming. So to program this into LaTeX, I've got all my packages here ready to go, which I've showed in a video before. Always good to keep having a look at those. Some great packages there to use. I've set up my document class, A4 paper, article. That's because I want a PDF output. And then I've set up my page. So I've called it Matrices, Sumchief, and YouTube demo. So you can see those here. So they're up there. That's how you get those in the header. Then in the footer, I'll put page numbers. This is the ways to work out the footer. So that's the calculation right in there in the TextWorks, and that gives me the page 1 of 2. I've got 2 pages in this particular document. Okay, so then begin document and begin enumerate. So begin document, basically you're starting off your document. Begin enumerate. Now this is a nice little one. Then you can do your little sub text inside there. So you've got item A, and that's basically allowing me to put this A here. That's what that's all about there. So I've got item A. So now to set up the matrix, I've used the array formula. So the way of doing it in the text, which is I'm going to highlight here. But first of all, I put text bold format K in curly braces, backslash times backslash text bold format H, and then dollar is for to go into maths mode. When I've typed in show, I'm only in text mode. Then to start the maths mode, I've gone for dollars to start that off because I want it all on one line, like a sentence, and then dollars again. So that's how that will turn out, like that. So bold format, that's the K in bold and the H in bold. So when you're doing matrices, it's nice to write those down in bold format. And then I've gone for a different method for the mathematics mode. So I've gone for backslash and open square braces, and then I've closed it off with backslash and closed square braces. Now to set up the matrice, I've got text bold format H, so I'm going to display the H in capital letters, equal sign, and then I've gone for left parenthesis, which is here. So the left parenthesis, that means I can get a nice big bracket. Doing this way for doing matrices gives you a bit more room to work with. And then begin array, which means basically you're starting off your matrice. And now I've assigned in curly braces CC. So the CC means I'm going for a 2 by 2 matrice. So that's what I've done there. So if I would have put 3 C's in there, that means I would have had 3 columns. So if I'd have gone like this, 3 columns, this would be 4 columns, that would be 5 columns. And then down here, the next line, I've got for 1, ampersand 3, and then double backslash to start a new line, and then 1, ampersand 1, and double backslash. And then as always, when you have your green mathematical functions, backslash end, curly braces, array, and then again to close off the bracket, because here I've got the right bracket of left, I've now gone to go for backslash right, and then the parenthesis closing it off there. So let's put that back down to 2. So now because I've got 2 rows here, that means I'm going to have 2 rows in my matrix. I could carry on and write in several more rows if I wanted, as many as I like. So I could go on here and I could type 3 space and 3 like that. That would give me another row in the matrix. So that's how that works. If I just run that, you can see that. And you'll see how it changes. See? So there we go. So now we've got 3 rows. So just change that back to normal. And the good thing about this way of writing the matrix, I can then go and write my next one, my next matrix next to it. So now I've gone for text bold format K equals, and then the same system as before, / left, parenthesis, begin array, all in the green and the curly braces, CC 1 and 2 / 5 ampersand 6 / and then end array, and then / right, close parenthesis, close mathematical language. And that's how we've got to this stage. All that line there is the first line in the maths mode here. So now it's all a bit repetitive now, so I'll just run through some of this a little bit quicker than normal. So now I'll put all this on one line because it's nice and easy to edit when you do that. So I can just highlight it, and it'll just highlight that, and I can copy and paste and just write my formula as I go along. So now left and right is in there, begin array, ABCD, times. Now this is one for the multiplication symbol in maths mode. So / times gives me a multiplication sign. If I'd have written an X in there, it would come out like an X in polynomial. So if I show you what we got originally, so here we've got a nice multiplication sign. That's nice and straightforward as to what that is. If I'd have just put times, as you might look here, it just looks like a normal times. But if I run it now, you'll see how this will change. See, it's like an algebraic X, and that doesn't look like we're trying to multiply. That means we've got an X we're trying to multiply by these matrices, and that's not looking particularly tidy at all. So let's just put that back in. So that's running nicely now. And then same again. I've got the matrix multiplication working out on this line, which is basically all of these next lines here. This is basically continuing all this now with the multiplication lines. So this is the one with the formula A times E plus B times G ampersand A times F plus B times H. So that's what that one is there. And then gone for /, and then the next line C times E plus D times G ampersand C times F, which is here, plus D times H, end matrices. That's this one here. That's all that. So that'd be our bottom line there. Just highlight so as you can see what that is. And if you have a look in here, you see this is where it's all going in now. So then I've got my calculation, which is very similar to the repeated of what we've already done there. So you can see this program in here is all very similar. Nothing new there that I've not shown you before. Another one here that you might like, I've gone into maths mode here. So on this little block here, let's scroll up the page. So in this little maths mode here, I've got the text, / text, open curly braces, which gives, and then the matrices formula is going on in there. So that's allowing me to write which gives in nice writing in the calculations of the matrix. So that will come to here. So that's that bit there. So which gives. So if I take out the text bold format, well, it's not bold format, it's just text. So if I just take that out and just leave the writing in as normal, that will look like this, which will not look too great. So let's have a look there, see what happens to it now when it changes. See, now that looks a bit italic and not particularly neat. So let's just put that right again. So / text, open curly braces, close curly braces. Again, coming down the pages, nothing new there. Determinant. So the next thing I'll show you is the determinant symbol. So this is all the same thing again, all just continued. Right, so here we go. Here's where the multiplication of the determinant rule was written out here. So this is it here. So you'll see I've got / abs as in absolute value, open curly braces, and then inside the curly braces I want to put to be absolute value, and then times absolute value, open curly braces, text bold format, K for the matrices, which equals, and then the absolute value, open curly braces, text bold format of K, times text bold format of H. The times I've already explained to you, so you've seen that before. That's nothing new. So that's basically going to give me this. So matrices, determinant of the matrices H times the determinant of matrices K equals the determinant of the matrices K times H. That's the determinant multiplication rule, and that's how I get to it. That's this line here. Okay, so let's just run that now. Just check everything's okay. Okay, there we go. Right, so that's how to do matrices and determinants and a few little nice symbols in LaTeX, all displayed there for you. So thanks for watching, and please remember to subscribe.